Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. For today's video I thought I would just do a little life update. I haven't really done a video like this before, but I haven't posted a video in quite a long time. I think it was around Christmas I last done a video. So I thought I'd just come on here and just briefly explain why I've been a bit quiet and what's been going on. So you can probably guess from the title of the video that I tested positive for coronavirus over New Year. So I first started getting symptoms on the 30th of December. And it was just a little tickle in my throat. I didn't have a cough or anything like that. I just literally had a really annoying tickle in my throat and I didn't really think anything of it. And that day I actually filmed my last video, the Zara haul that is up on my channel now. I filmed that day and I just remember filming it and just feeling really hot. I had to open my window a little bit while I was filming because I just felt really hot. But I just assumed it was because the heating was on and I was sat right by the radiator, so I thought that must be why I'm getting hot. Didn't really think anything of it, but by the evening I actually went downhill quite quickly. I suddenly started having a high temperature, my body was just aching all over, I had a headache and I just felt awful. And that's when I first started to think that actually this could be coronavirus because I had a high temperature. So I knew then that the next day I was going to have to go and get a test done just to find out for sure. It felt very much like flu and we hadn't really been anywhere, and where I had been I followed all the procedures. I sanitised my hands, wore my mask and kept a 2 metre distance from everyone. So I kind of thought no, it can't be coronavirus. So the next morning, 31st of December, I managed to get a test at a local testing centre and I felt quite a lot worse at this point. So this was the next day and I woke up with a cough, headache, aching all over and just really hot. I was having, it's like a hot flush, but it was just constant. I just wasn't ever feeling cold. It was just a constant hot flush and I was just sweating constantly and just so tired, like you feel so weak and tired. It just kind of completely takes it out of you. I didn't have any energy at all. So I managed to get a test. I knew I had to get there myself because I didn't want to be in the car with my partner and my kids in a small confined space if I did have coronavirus. So I decided just to drive on my own. So I took some paracetamol, dosed myself up and I was like, right, I've just got to get to the test centre and back again. I've done the test myself. There was quite a long wait for someone to do it for me. So I thought, no, I'll just do it myself. It's quick. I have actually done one before as part of a big trial they were doing. So I knew what to do. So I was happy to do it myself. Come home and went straight to bed, and that is where I stayed for like the next 10 days. Obviously our isolation period is 10 days, so I literally just stayed in my bedroom, in my bed for 10 days. It took us 3 days actually to get the results. I didn't get the results till I think it was the Sunday, and I had the test on the Thursday I think it was. So yeah, it took about 3 days for the results, which I was quite surprised because the girl at the testing centre said, oh, you should get them the next day. And as it was a positive result, I thought they'd get those out a bit quicker, but I don't know, they're obviously very busy that week. I know cases were really high that week, so it did take a little while to get the results. By that point, I did kind of think that it probably was going to be positive because I had all of the symptoms. My taste had changed as well, so things I ate just tasted different and you just have a funny taste in your mouth all of the time. So I definitely, by that point, was thinking, yeah, it's going to be positive. So that meant obviously the whole house had to isolate. I stayed up in my bedroom. Luckily, we do have an ensuite, so I did have a separate bathroom from everyone. The rest of the family kind of kept out of the bedroom and used the other bathroom. And yeah, and I literally just stayed in my room for the 10 days. I was just so paranoid that I was going to pass it to somebody else. My partner has asthma, so I was really worried about passing it to him. So he'd literally just bring me up food and drink and then go again quickly. So yeah, it was quite a worrying time. The kids would put little notes and pictures under the door for me to look at, just to kind of keep me going, which was lovely because I missed them so much. Obviously I couldn't let them in the room, so we would like talk at the door and things. So, but I think they were quite worried as well because obviously they've heard so much negativity about COVID. We haven't ever told them the number of deaths and things like that because my children are only 5 and 7. I just thought they're a bit little to really know the ins and outs of it. But they know it's quite serious. Obviously they know all the shops are shut and the schools are shut, so they know it's serious. And I think they were quite worried. So I was just trying to stay positive, even though I was feeling so ill. I was just kind of trying to be positive for them. And the first few days is when I felt the worst, but I didn't have any problems with my breathing or anything at that point, and it wasn't till about day 5 or 6 when I first started noticing that I was getting out of breath really quickly. So even having a shower, like changing the bed covers, getting dressed, I was just getting really out of breath doing those things, and I'd have to like sit and have a break. That was quite a worrying time, because I was like, this is either going to go two ways. It's either going to get worse or I'm going to start to get better. So luckily I started from that point to then get better. But it did take probably a good 2-3 weeks for all of my symptoms to go. Definitely the cough hung around the longest, and my taste as well took a while to come back, and I had really dry skin, which took a while, and my joints as well, especially my hip joints, they were painful for a good couple of weeks. So yeah, I'd say it probably took about 3 weeks for all of my symptoms to go completely, but luckily they did, and I'm feeling so much better now. I remember when my isolation period finished, I went and gave the kids a cuddle, and they kind of stepped back like, no, don't come near me, mum. And I was like, no, it's okay, I can cuddle you now. The germs have gone. So yeah, that was lovely. So yeah, that's the reason why I've been so quiet over on my channel recently. I hope everybody out there is doing well and staying safe. Obviously we're in another lockdown now and the schools are shut again. I'm actually a key worker, so we've decided to send our children into school this time. In the first lockdown we did keep them off, but this time we've decided to send them in, mainly because my workload is quite high this time of year, because it's coming up to year end, like financial year end, and it's our busiest time of year. My partner's still going off to work. He doesn't work at home, he works on site. So yeah, it would have been down to me to do all the homeschooling as well. So we've decided to send them in, which actually they're enjoying, and it's given them a reason to get up in the morning and get dressed and just being out of the house and seeing a few friends. I think it's been really good for them, and their school have just been amazing as well. They're doing all they can to keep the children safe, which is great. And my little girl is actually on the SEN register at school, so she has special educational needs. So at school she has someone with her on a one-to-one basis helping her all day. And obviously I can't offer her that at home as well, trying to work and homeschool her on a one-to-one basis. So I think for us it's definitely been the right decision to send them in. She's fallen behind quite a lot after missing so much school last time, and I think it's the same for a lot of kids. My son as well has fallen behind, so I know it's really tough at the moment for children, and you've just got to do what's right for your family, haven't you? So that's what we've decided to do this time. It does make me really nervous knowing that they're going and mixing with other children, but I know the school are doing as much as they can to keep them safe, so it's where they should be. It's good for their mental health as well, and yeah, I think it's the best decision. I read a quote actually somewhere that said, what does it say? We're all riding the same storm but in very different boats, and I think that's just a good way of explaining the situation at the moment. So obviously we're all riding this huge pandemic storm, but it's affecting us all so differently. Like some people it's our mental health, physical health, loneliness. Others it might be like financial struggles and education, exams. So it's just affecting us all in a different way, and we've just got to do what we can to get through this. So yeah, trying to stay positive, and so nice to come on here and talk to you all. I hope you all had a lovely Christmas and New Year. I know it seems like ages ago already. We've actually had quite a lot of snow where I live today. It's our first kind of proper snowfall. We had a few sprinklings here and there over the last few weeks, but this has been our first proper snowfall, and it's just been nice just to have something to be excited about and just to make the day a little bit different, because every day is just like Groundhog Day at the moment, isn't it? You wake up, go for a walk, come home. So yeah, it's been nice to have a bit of a change to the day and just hear the kids screaming with excitement and running around. It's been really lovely. I hope you all enjoy the rest of your day. Please stay safe out there, and I will see you all again soon. Bye bye.